Hi everyone, my name is Ash. I am a ninth grader from Siddhartha Central School. Today I am here to do the IECET Activity 5. India and the world finds itself at a pivotal juncture. We are at tremendous risk due to climate change. Even now, with knowing all these factors, why aren't the global leaders opting greener public transportation system, banning single-use plastic and prioritizing afforestation? Why are you favoring economic progress over clean environment? People are suffering, ecosystems are collapsing, and a mass extinction event might begin. Yet these leaders continue to favor economic growth over all else. Why are you taking this much time to restore the 1 billion hectares of degraded land which you have promised? Ecosystems, the fabric of life on which we all depend, has declined rapidly. If we lose large proportions of the natural world, human quality of life will be severely reduced, and the lives of the present and the future generations will be threatened. Why aren't you understanding that ecosystem restoration is one of the most important ways for delivering nature-based solution for food insecurity, climate change mitigation and adaptation, and biodiversity loss? Why aren't you taking adequate steps against food insecurity? Across the world, up to 811 million people do not have enough food. According to recent estimates, 45 million people in 43 different countries are at risk of sliding into famine, the most extreme form of hunger, which can result in death from starvation or disease. Human pressure on the nature has soared since the 1970s. People been using more and more natural resources, and this came at a cost. Also, why aren't the global leaders not taking adequate steps to promote gender equality around the world? Globally, women have fewer opportunities for economic participation than men, less access to basic and higher education, and less political representation. You must remember that over the last 50 years, nature's capacity to support us has plummeted. Air and water quality severely reduced. Soils depleted and coasts are now less protected from storms. Energy from many sources, numerous minerals and water are critical for human existence and are increasingly linked in the context of sustainability. You should remember that for the current and the future generations, resources must be discovered and cleanly exploited. Moreover, to succeed, we must fully understand the earth, from the critical processes that concentrate resources to the environment and climate that support life. Did the global leaders forget that the consequences of diets poor in vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients are affecting the health and life prospects of millions of people and casting a shadow over the future of the communities and entire countries? Although enough food is produced to feed everyone in this planet, the goal for a world with zero hunger are set out in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and specifically in SDG number 2, remains hugely challenging due to a toxic cocktail of conflict, climate change, disasters, structural poverty, and inequality. Over the past year, the socio-economic consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic has further exacerbated the situation by pushing millions of people vulnerable into greater food insecurity. The leaders should understand that sustainability is a concept that is necessary to be understood in all its complexity and dimensions. Why are the global leaders failing to understand that the problems of sustainable development begin with global climate and environmental problems and extends to cultural and socio-economic aspects such as poverty, social inequalities, among others, all of them connecting and interacting and confronting a real structural pandemic ill of the modern society? Helen Keller said, "I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And just because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can do." This is the attitude that we need to change the world and make it a better place. Why aren't the global leaders understanding that the COVID-19 was a warning shot from the whole of nature to our species? Humans and wild animals face new challenges for survival because of climate change. To adequately address the climate crisis, we must urgently reduce the carbon pollution and prepare for the consequences of global warming, which the world is already experiencing. Overexploitation of natural resources is embedded in economies and governance systems, and the resultant degradation is undermining hard-won development gains and threatening the well-being of the future generation. It won't be quick or easy, and it will take deep changes to everything, from the way we measure economic progress to how we grow food and what we eat. But the beauty of ecosystem restoration is that it can happen at any scale and everyone has a role to play. In 2022, it is incredibly frustrating and disappointing to witness the world's key leaders failing the planet and all those who inhabit it. It is pivotal that policies addressing climate change and environmental issues are at the forefront of the political agendas of all the nations. Only once, when leaders start treating the climate crisis like the existential emergency it is, can we even begin to address the biggest challenges of our time. Thank you.